in at 1st and 5. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Williams. And he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos make it a one-score game before halftime. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Going after tries good by Lutz. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Smith. Walker hauls it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
From the gun, Smith. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. First and 10 now. Here's Smith. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now Seattle going to call it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Hand off to Walker from the gun. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Sent down by Cody Barton. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have one in their pocket for what's third and a country mile. They send the tight end in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. He puts some power on a deep one left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
And this punt lands in the end zone for a touchback. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Reek Woolen with the INT. And the Seahawks We'll have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
Hey, here we go, hey.
And they send a man in motion. Looking to throw, Smith. Pass complete to Walker. Touchdown, Seattle! No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks double their lead to 14. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Williams to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. Out of the gun, it's Nix. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. For the marker with Williams. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Offense in the hurry up here. On first and 10, here's Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it'll be second down. Going left side, Williams with it. Past midfield to the 45. And he has this all the way down to the 23. Working quickly here. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's on the move. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. A handoff for Williams, running left. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Throwing here, Nix. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes, and he'll score. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Lutz there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Ready. Man in motion here. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Sent down by Cody Barton. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Into the hands of Walker. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down. Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. Hold on.
Here's Smith. Locates Lockett along that sideline, and he's got it. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Running left, here's Walker. And they bring him down around the 34.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, kid. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. On the carry, it's Walker. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Seahawks with it, currently with a not quite so comfortable lead. They've got first down from the 31.
Here we go.
A play fake, now Smith to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
He's on the move. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Not on the same page with his tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That's just a total team effort right there, Kate. Defense was relentless on that play. Some of them chased him from the pocket. The others, well, they took away the easy throwing lane, and it really influenced that incompletion.
Here we go, here we go.
Smith on 3rd and long. Delivered to the sideline. Smith and Jigba brings it in.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Trying for it, it's Walker. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Offense up to the line fast. Fits it through the middle. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos now trailed by just a point in the 4th. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
Well, just like their receiver teammates. And they could score some lengthy touchdowns, too, just like he showed off.
So following the missed point after, a chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to... to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Look. There we go,
Smith setting the throw. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air. It's Smith. Pass taken in by Lockett. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down. Handoff running left. Walker. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. inside give to Walker. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They've got a man in motion. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Seahawks holding just a 1-point advantage. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1.
Here we go,
Now go with Walker on the counter. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
That is some old school brutality. An offense close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed right its way. In a battle of wills, the offense gets it done.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Staying with Walker. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
There we go, through it. 13X, 13X.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. That's caught. Here's that Charbonnet. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here we go, here we go.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. A give up the gut to Walker. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Slow ball, slow ball.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. This is Walker on 2nd. And he's brought down for a loss. And the whistles go off, so we got a timeout, 9 seconds left in the game.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Slow ball, slow ball.
He'll look to throw it. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Trying to find his tight end. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. An important attempt coming up here for Jason Myers. From the left hash, this is from 47. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And now their lead will push out beyond a field goal.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now it's Williams. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Seahawks winners as we say so long from Seattle.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Walker. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Hey, here we go.
Play action. It's Smith. Smith and Jigba with the grab. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Gino now to throw. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Out of the gun, Walker with it. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Smith. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. A first carry now. This is Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Here's a 2nd and 8. And now they'll shift things around. To throw is Nix. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over.
Oh, right on the heels of the pick six, another ball intercepted. Picked off by Boye Mafe. And the Seahawks are going to take over here up near the 40.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
Here's Walker to start the drive. Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 7.
Tuesday.
Now Smith. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing is Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, let's go Sunday.
Smith going to move him around. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, here's Smith. 20. Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. And he's got this all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 42 yards. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score. And then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 4. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 3rd and 2. To throw, here's Nix. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely